Turtle rescues a child from drowning, and the story that follows will shock you. In a bustling seaside town where the salt air mingled with the laughter of children, a young girl named Lila often felt like an outsider. At just 10 years old, she had an imagination that soared higher than the gulls that circled overhead, yet her timid nature kept her from making friends. Lila spent her days collecting seashells and watching the waves crash against the shore, dreaming of adventures that seemed just out of reach. Lila lived with her grandmother, Nana Mae, in a cozy cottage adorned with vibrant flowers and a small garden filled with herbs. Nana Mae, with her silver hair tied in a loose bun and her warm, wrinkled hands, was Lila's anchor. She often told stories of the sea and its mysteries, tales of mermaids and sea turtles that sparked Lila's curiosity. But Lila's heart ached for companionship, a friend who could share in her adventures. One sunny afternoon, as the sun dipped low in the sky, casting golden hues across the water, Lila wandered to her favorite spot, a secluded cove just beyond the bustling beach. The cove was a hidden gem, surrounded by jagged rocks and lush greenery, where the sound of the waves was a soothing lullaby. It was here that Lila felt most at peace, her imagination running wild as she envisioned herself as a brave explorer. As she sat on the warm sand, Lila noticed something unusual in the water. A small, dark shape bobbed gently on the surface. Curiosity piqued, she leaned closer, squinting against the sun. It was a turtle, an olive ridley, its shell glistening in the sunlight. Lila's heart raced with excitement. She had read about these turtles in books, but seeing one up close was magical. "Hey there, little guy," she called softly, her voice barely above a whisper. The turtle seemed to respond, paddling closer to the shore, its eyes bright and curious. Lila felt an instant connection, as if the turtle understood her longing for friendship. As the days passed, Lila returned to the cove every afternoon, bringing bits of food and fresh water for her new friend, whom she named Shelly. Shelly was unlike any turtle Lila had ever known. She was bold and adventurous, often swimming close to the shore, nudging Lila's hand as if encouraging her to join in the fun. Lila found herself laughing and talking to Shelly as if she were a person, sharing her dreams and fears. But the idyllic days of summer were fleeting, and soon the winds began to change. Lila's grandmother fell ill, her laughter replaced by coughs and fatigue. Lila felt a weight pressing on her heart, a fear that her beloved Nana Mae might not recover. In her despair, she sought solace in the cove, where Shelly awaited her, a steadfast companion in her time of need. One fateful day, as the sun shone brightly and the waves danced playfully, Lila decided to venture deeper into the water than ever before. The cove had always felt safe, but as she splashed and played, the tide began to shift unexpectedly. The waves grew stronger, pulling her further from the shore. Panic surged through Lila as she struggled against the current, her heart racing in fear. "Shelly, help!" she cried out, her voice swallowed by the roar of the ocean. Just as she felt herself being dragged under, a familiar presence brushed against her leg. It was Shelly, her loyal friend, swimming close. In that moment of despair, Lila realized that her bond with the turtle was more profound than she had ever imagined. With a surge of determination, Lila reached out for Shelly, grasping onto the turtle's shell as the waves crashed around them. Shelly, sensing Lila's struggle, began to swim with all her might, guiding Lila back toward the safety of the shore. The current was strong, but Lila felt a spark of hope igniting within her. Together, they fought against the tide, an unbreakable bond forged in the face of danger. As they neared the shore, Lila's strength waned, but Shelly persisted, pushing through the waves until they finally breached the surface. With one last effort, Lila pulled herself onto the sandy beach, gasping for air as she collapsed onto the warm sand. Shelly surfaced beside her, their eyes locking in a moment of profound understanding. "Thank you, Shelly," Lila whispered, tears streaming down her face. "You saved me." In that moment, Lila realized that bravery comes in many forms, and sometimes the most extraordinary friendships can blossom in the most unexpected places. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Lila knew that she would never feel alone again. With Shelly by her side, she felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The days following Lila's harrowing experience in the cove were a whirlwind of emotions. The bond between her and Shelly deepened, transforming from mere companionship into something profound. Lila found herself visiting the cove every day, her heart swelling with gratitude for the turtle that had saved her life. Each time she arrived, Shelly would greet her with a gentle nudge, as if to say, "I'm here for you." However, the joy of their friendship was overshadowed by the growing concern for Nana Mae. Lila watched helplessly as her grandmother's health continued to decline. The once vibrant woman who filled their home with laughter and stories now spent most of her days resting in bed, her energy sapped by an illness that seemed to linger like a dark cloud. Lila felt a mix of fear and sadness, her heart aching at the thought of losing the one person who had always been her anchor. One evening, as Lila sat on the beach, watching the waves roll in, she confided in Shelly. "I wish I could do something to help Nana," she said, her voice trembling. "I feel so powerless." Shelly floated nearby, her dark eyes reflecting the fading light of the sunset. Lila reached out, stroking the turtle's shell, finding comfort in the familiar texture. "You're the bravest friend I could ever ask for. If only I could be as brave as you." As the days turned into weeks, Lila's visits to the cove became a sanctuary for her troubled heart. She began to notice the small wonders of nature, the way the sunlight danced on the water, the songs of the seagulls overhead, and the gentle rustle of the palm trees swaying in the breeze. Each moment spent with Shelly reminded her of the beauty in the world, even amidst her worries. One afternoon, while Lila was collecting shells along the shore, she overheard a group of children playing nearby. Their laughter echoed in the air, a stark contrast to her own solitude. She watched them, longing to join in, but the fear of rejection held her back. Just then, a boy named Ethan, who had often played in the cove, noticed her. He approached with a friendly smile. "Hey Lila, want to come play with us?" he called out, his voice warm and inviting. Lila hesitated, her heart racing. I don't know how to swim very well," she admitted, her cheeks flushing with embarrassment. Ethan shrugged, undeterred. "That's okay. We can teach you. It'll be fun." His enthusiasm was infectious, and Lila felt a flicker of hope. Maybe this was her chance to break free from her shell. With a deep breath, Lila nodded. "Okay, I'll try," she said, her voice gaining strength. As she joined Ethan and the other children, she felt a rush of excitement mixed with fear. They splashed in the shallow water, laughter ringing out as they played games and chased each other along the shore. For the first time in a long while, Lila felt a sense of belonging. She was no longer just the quiet girl who collected shells, she was part of something bigger. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in brilliant shades of orange and pink, Lila felt a warmth in her heart. She had made new friends, and for a moment, her worries about Nana Mae faded into the background. But as the days passed, Lila's joy was tempered by the reality of her grandmother's condition. Nana Mae's cough worsened, and Lila often found herself torn between her new friendships and her responsibilities at home. She helped care for her grandmother, bringing her soup and reading her favorite stories, but the worry gnawed at her. One evening, as Lila sat by Nana Mae's bedside, she noticed her grandmother's eyes fluttering open. "Lila, my dear," Nana Mae whispered, her voice weak but filled with love. "You've been so brave. I'm proud of you." Tears welled in Lila's eyes. "I'm trying, Nana. I just wish I could make you better." Nana Mae reached out, her frail hand resting on Lila's. "You have a brave heart, my sweet girl. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the strength to face it. You have that strength within you." Those words echoed in Lila's mind as she left the room, her heart heavy with uncertainty. She needed to find a way to help her grandmother, to bring back the laughter that had once filled their home. That night, as she lay in bed, she thought of Shelly and the courage she had shown in the water. Perhaps there was something she could do, something that would honor her grandmother's spirit. The next day, Lila returned to the cove with a newfound determination. She spent hours researching the healing properties of the ocean and its creatures, hoping to find a way to help Nana Mae. She learned about seaweed and its benefits, about the minerals in the ocean that could aid in healing. Lila's heart raced with excitement. She felt a spark of hope igniting within her. "Shelly, I think I have an idea," she exclaimed, her voice filled with enthusiasm. The turtle swam closer, as if sensing Lila's excitement. "If I can gather some seaweed and other ocean plants, maybe I can make something special for Nana." With Shelly by her side, Lila began her quest. Each day, they explored the cove together, collecting seaweed, shells, and other treasures from the ocean. Lila felt a sense of purpose as she worked, her worries momentarily forgotten. Shelly became her steadfast companion, always nearby, guiding her through the waters and encouraging her to be brave. But as Lila's determination grew, so did the challenges she faced. The ocean was unpredictable, and the tides could change in an instant. One afternoon, while gathering seaweed, Lila ventured further than she intended. The waves began to swell, and she felt a familiar sense of panic rising within her. "Shelly," she called out, her voice trembling. The turtle appeared beside her, and Lila grasped onto her shell, feeling the strength of their bond. "I'm scared." With a reassuring nudge, Shelly began to swim toward the shore, guiding Lila through the choppy waters. Lila focused on the turtle, trusting her instincts and the bond they had formed. Together, they fought against the waves, and Lila felt a surge of courage as they reached the safety of the beach. Breathless and shaken, Lila collapsed onto the sand, her heart racing. "Thank you, Shelly," she gasped, tears of gratitude streaming down her face. "You always know how to help me." As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the cove, Lila realized that her journey was not just about helping her grandmother. It was also about discovering her own strength. With Shelly by her side, she felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The days turned into a blur of activity as Lila continued her quest to gather ocean treasures for her grandmother. With Shelly's unwavering support, she felt a sense of purpose that propelled her forward. However, the weight of her grandmother's illness loomed heavily over her, and Lila knew that time was running out. Each day, Nana Mae grew weaker, and Lila's heart ached with the fear of losing her. One fateful afternoon, Lila decided to venture further into the cove than she ever had before. She had heard whispers from the local fishermen about a hidden lagoon, a place where the ocean's magic was said to be strongest. It was rumored to be filled with rare sea plants that could heal ailments and restore vitality. Lila felt a surge of hope at the thought of finding something that could help her grandmother. "Shelly, what do you think?" Lila asked, her eyes sparkling with determination. The turtle bobbed in the water, as if encouraging her to take the plunge. We have to try. With a deep breath, Lila waded into the water, feeling the cool waves lap against her legs. The lagoon was said to be just beyond the rocky outcrop that bordered the cove, and Lila could see the shimmering water in the distance. She felt a mix of excitement and trepidation as she swam toward it, Shelly gliding effortlessly beside her. As they approached the rocky outcrop, the waves grew stronger, crashing against the rocks with a ferocity that sent sprays of salt water into the air. Lila's heart raced as she navigated the choppy waters, her determination unwavering. "We can do this, Shelly," she shouted over the roar of the ocean. But just as they reached the entrance to the lagoon, a sudden wave surged forward, crashing against Lila and knocking her off balance. She gasped as the water pulled her under, panic rising in her chest. "Shelly!" she cried, struggling to find her footing. The current was relentless, dragging her further away from the safety of the shore. In that moment of fear, Lila felt a familiar presence beside her. Shelly swam close, nudging Lila's leg with her shell, urging her to hold on. "I can't!" Lila shouted, her voice choked with fear. "I'm scared." With a fierce determination, Shelly began to swim toward the lagoon, her powerful flippers cutting through the water. Lila instinctively grasped onto the turtle's shell, trusting in their bond. Together, they fought against the waves, Shelly guiding Lila through the turbulent waters. As they entered the lagoon, the water calmed, and Lila gasped for air, her heart pounding in her chest. The lagoon was a breathtaking sight, filled with vibrant sea plants and colorful coral. Sunlight filtered through the water, casting a magical glow over the scene. Lila felt a sense of awe wash over her, but the urgency of her mission quickly returned. "Look, Shelly!" Lila exclaimed, pointing to a cluster of shimmering seaweed that swayed gently in the current. "That must be it." With renewed determination, Lila swam toward the plants, her heart racing with hope. She carefully gathered the seaweed, feeling its cool texture in her hands. "This has to work," she whispered, her voice filled with conviction. But just as she turned to swim back, a shadow loomed overhead. Lila looked up to see a dark shape moving through the water, a large shark, its sleek body gliding effortlessly toward them. Fear gripped Lila's heart as she realized they were in danger. "Shelly, we have to go," she shouted, panic rising in her chest. The shark approached, its eyes fixed on Lila and Shelly. Lila's mind raced as she remembered the stories Nana Mae had told her about the ocean's creatures. "Stay calm," she whispered to herself, trying to steady her breathing. "We can do this." Shelly sensed Lila's fear and swam closer, positioning herself between Lila and the approaching shark. "You're so brave, Shelly," Lila said, her voice trembling. "But what do we do?" In that moment, Lila remembered the bond they shared, the strength they had found in each other. "We can't let fear control us," she said, her voice gaining strength. "We have to show the shark we're not afraid." With a surge of courage, Lila took a deep breath and began to swim toward the shark, Shelly by her side. "Go away," she shouted, her voice echoing in the water. "We're not afraid of you." To her surprise, the shark paused, its dark eyes studying them. Lila felt a rush of adrenaline as she continued to swim forward, her heart pounding in her chest. "We're just trying to help someone we love," she called out, her voice steady. "Please let us pass." The shark hesitated, and for a moment, time seemed to stand still. Lila and Shelly swam closer, their determination unwavering. Finally, the shark turned and swam away, disappearing into the depths of the lagoon. Lila gasped, her heart racing with disbelief. "We did it, Shelly. We faced our fear." She felt a surge of triumph as they swam back toward the shore, the precious seaweed clutched tightly in her hands. As they emerged from the water, Lila collapsed onto the sand, breathless and exhilarated. "We found it, Shelly. We can help Nana," she exclaimed, tears of joy streaming down her face. Shelly floated nearby, her dark eyes shining with understanding. With the sun setting behind them, casting a warm glow over the cove, Lila knew that she had faced her greatest challenge yet. She had discovered the strength within herself and the extraordinary bond she shared with Shelly. Together, they had overcome fear and danger. And now they had the means to help Nana Mae. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Lila clutched the precious seaweed tightly in her hands. The journey back from the lagoon had been exhilarating, but now a sense of urgency filled her heart. She needed to get home to Nana Mae and prepare the seaweed for her grandmother's healing. "Come on, Shelly," Lila said, her voice filled with determination. "We have to hurry." She dashed along the sandy beach, her heart racing with excitement and hope. Shelly followed closely, her flippers gliding through the water as she kept pace with Lila on the shore. When they reached the cottage, Lila burst through the door, her heart pounding with anticipation. "Nana, I'm back," she called out, rushing to her grandmother's side. Nana Mae lay in bed, her face pale and wary, but her eyes brightened at the sound of Lila's voice. "Lila, my dear," Nana Mae said softly, a smile breaking through her fatigue. "You're back from the cove? I found something special," Lila exclaimed, holding up the shimmering seaweed. "It's supposed to help you feel better. I learned all about it, and I think it can heal you." Nana Mae's eyes widened with curiosity as she sat up slightly. "Oh, my sweet girl. You're always so resourceful. Tell me more about it." Lila quickly explained her adventure, from the hidden lagoon to the encounter with the shark. As she spoke, she could see the spark of interest in her grandmother's eyes, and it filled her with hope. "I believe this seaweed has healing properties," Lila said earnestly. "If we prepare it right, it could help you regain your strength." With her grandmother's encouragement, Lila set to work in the small kitchen. She carefully rinsed the seaweed in fresh water, marveling at its vibrant green color. As she prepared it, she recalled the stories Nana Mae had told her about the ocean's gifts and how they could heal both body and spirit. "Lila, you have such a brave heart," Nana Mae said, her voice filled with warmth. "You remind me so much of myself when I was your age, always seeking adventure and finding magic in the world around you." Lila smiled, feeling a swell of pride. "I just want to help you, Nana. You mean everything to me." Once the seaweed was prepared, Lila served it to her grandmother in a warm broth, infused with herbs from their garden. "Here, try this," she said, her heart racing with anticipation. "It's good for you." Nana Mae took a sip, her eyes lighting up with surprise. "This is delicious, Lila. You've outdone yourself." She took another sip, and Lila watched with bated breath, hoping that this would be the turning point they both desperately needed. As the evening wore on, Lila stayed by her grandmother's side, sharing stories and laughter. Slowly, she began to notice a change in Nana Mae. The color returned to her cheeks, and her laughter filled the room, echoing the warmth of their bond. Lila felt a sense of relief wash over her. Perhaps the seaweed truly was working. The next morning, Lila awoke to the sound of her grandmother humming softly in the kitchen. She rushed out of her room, her heart racing with excitement. "Nana, you're up," Lila exclaimed, her eyes wide with disbelief. Nana Mae turned, a bright smile on her face. "I feel so much better, Lila. I think your seaweed worked wonders." She looked healthier, her energy renewed, and Lila felt a wave of joy wash over her. "Really?" Lila asked, her voice filled with hope. "You mean it?" "Absolutely. I can't thank you enough for your bravery and resourcefulness, Nana Mae said, pulling Lila into a warm embrace. You've shown me that even in the darkest times, there is always a glimmer of hope. As the days passed, Nana Mae continued to improve, her laughter returning to their home like a long-lost melody. Lila felt a sense of relief and happiness that she hadn't experienced in weeks. She spent her afternoons with Shelly, sharing her joy with the turtle who had been her steadfast companion through it all. One sunny afternoon, Lila and Shelly played in the cove, splashing in the water and basking in the warmth of the sun. Lila felt a sense of freedom and joy, knowing that her grandmother was on the mend. We did it, Shelly, she exclaimed, her heart soaring. We helped Nana. But as they played, Lila noticed something unusual. Shelly seemed restless, swimming in circles and occasionally glancing toward the open sea. What's wrong, girl? Lila asked, concern creeping into her voice. Is something bothering you? Shelly swam closer, nudging Lila's leg gently. Lila felt a sense of urgency in the turtle's movements, as if she were trying to communicate something important. Okay, let's go see, Lila said, her curiosity piqued. Together, they swam out into the deeper waters of the cove, following Shelly's lead. As they ventured further, Lila felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. The ocean was vast and mysterious, and she trusted Shelly to guide her. Suddenly, they came upon a group of turtles basking on a rocky outcrop. Lila's eyes widened in awe. Look at them, Shelly. They're beautiful. She watched as the turtles sunbathed, their shells glistening in the sunlight. But then, Lila noticed something alarming. One of the turtles was struggling, caught in a tangle of fishing nets that had washed ashore. Oh no! We have to help! Lila exclaimed, her heart racing. She felt a surge of determination, knowing that she couldn't turn her back on a creature in need. With Shelly by her side, Lila swam closer to the trapped turtle. It's okay. We're here to help, she called out, her voice steady. The turtle looked up, its eyes filled with fear and confusion. Lila carefully approached, assessing the situation. We need to cut the net, she said, her mind racing. She remembered the small pocket knife she always carried with her for emergencies. Stay here, Shelly. I'll be right back. Lila swam back to the shore, her heart pounding with urgency. She quickly retrieved the knife and returned to the struggling turtle. I'm here. Just hold on, she said, her voice filled with determination. With careful precision, Lila began to cut away the net, her hands shaking with adrenaline. The turtle squirmed, but Lila spoke soothingly, trying to calm it. You're going to be okay. Just a little longer. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the last of the net fell away, and the turtle was free. It swam in circles around Lila, its movements joyful and grateful. You did it! Lila cheered, her heart swelling with pride. You're free! As the turtle swam away, Lila felt a sense of fulfillment wash over her. She had faced her fears, helped a creature in need, and discovered the strength within herself to make a difference. Shelly nudged her side, as if to say, well done, my friend. With the sun setting behind them, casting a golden glow over the water, Lila knew that her journey was far from over. She had learned the power of bravery, compassion, and the extraordinary bond between humans and animals. And as she swam back to shore with Shelly, she felt a renewed sense of purpose, ready to embrace whatever adventures awaited her next. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm golden light over the cove, Lila and Shelly made their way back to the shore, their hearts full of joy and accomplishment. The day had been a whirlwind of emotions, from the fear of losing her grandmother to the exhilaration of rescuing a turtle in need. Lila felt a profound sense of connection to the ocean and its creatures, a bond that had grown stronger with each passing day. Back at the cottage, Lila found Nana Mae sitting on the porch, her face illuminated by the soft glow of the setting sun. The sight of her grandmother, healthy and smiling, filled Lila with warmth. "Nana," she called out, running to her side. "You won't believe what happened today." Nana Mae chuckled, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. "Tell me everything, my brave girl." Lila recounted her adventure, from the moment she discovered the trapped turtle to the triumphant feeling of freeing it from the net. As she spoke, she could see the pride in her grandmother's eyes, a reflection of the love and encouragement that had always been there. "And Shelly was right there with me the whole time," Lila added, her voice filled with excitement. Nana Mae reached out, pulling Lila into a warm embrace. "You've shown incredible bravery, Lila. You've not only helped your friend but also discovered the strength within yourself. I'm so proud of you." Lila beamed, her heart swelling with happiness. "I couldn't have done it without Shelly. She's my best friend." As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Lila and Nana Mae sat together on the porch, sharing stories and laughter. The bond between them had deepened, strengthened by the challenges they had faced together. Lila felt a sense of peace wash over her, knowing that her grandmother was on the mend, and that she had the courage to face whatever came next. The following days were filled with new adventures. Lila continued to explore the cove with Shelly, discovering hidden treasures and learning more about the ocean's wonders. She became more confident in her swimming abilities, often joining Ethan and the other children in their games. With each passing day, Lila felt her fears melting away, replaced by a sense of belonging and joy. One afternoon, as Lila and Shelly swam together, Lila noticed a group of children gathered on the beach, their voices filled with excitement. Curiosity piqued, she swam closer to see what was happening. To her surprise, she found that they were organizing a beach cleanup, collecting trash and debris that had washed ashore. "Lila, come help us," Ethan called out, waving her over. "We're trying to make the beach cleaner for all the sea creatures." Lila's heart swelled with pride. "I'd love to help," she replied, swimming to the shore. She quickly joined the group, feeling a sense of purpose as they worked together to protect the ocean and its inhabitants. As they collected trash, Lila shared her story about rescuing the turtle and the importance of caring for the environment. The other children listened intently, inspired by her bravery and passion. "We can all be heroes for the ocean," Lila declared, her voice filled with enthusiasm. The beach cleanup became a regular event, and Lila found herself at the forefront of the initiative, rallying her friends and community to join in. With Shelly by her side, she felt empowered to make a difference, not just for the turtles and sea creatures but for the entire ecosystem. One day, while Lila was cleaning the beach, she spotted a familiar dark shape in the water. It was the turtle she had rescued. Lila's heart raced with joy as she watched it swim gracefully, its movements confident and free. "Shelly, look," she exclaimed, pointing toward the turtle. "It's back." The turtle swam closer, and Lila felt a rush of emotion. "You're safe now," she whispered, tears of happiness filling her eyes. Shelly nudged her leg, as if to say, "You did this." As the seasons changed, Lila's bond with Shelly and her love for the ocean only grew stronger. She became an advocate for marine life, educating others about the importance of protecting the environment. Lila's story of bravery and compassion spread throughout the town, inspiring others to join her cause. One evening, as Lila sat on the beach with Shelly, watching the sunset paint the sky in brilliant colors, she reflected on her journey. She had faced her fears, discovered her strength, and forged an unbreakable bond with her grandmother and her turtle friend. The ocean had become a part of her, a source of inspiration and adventure. "Thank you, Shelly," Lila said softly, her heart full of gratitude. "You've taught me so much about bravery and friendship. I'll always cherish our adventures together." Shelly swam closer, nudging Lila's hand with her shell, as if to say, "And I'll always be here for you." In that moment, Lila understood the extraordinary connection between humans and animals. The way they could inspire and uplift one another. She felt a sense of hope and wonder for the future, knowing that together they could face any challenge that lay ahead. As the stars twinkled above, Lila made a silent promise to herself and to Shelly. She would continue to be a voice for the ocean, a protector of its creatures, and a brave adventurer at heart. With her grandmother's love and Shelly's unwavering support, Lila knew that the world was full of possibilities, waiting to be explored. And so, with the ocean as her backdrop and the stars as her guide, Lila embraced the journey ahead, ready to write the next chapter of her extraordinary life. Thanks for joining us on this journey with our furry champions. If you enjoyed this heartwarming story, don't forget to subscribe to Furry Champions. Hit that like button and share with friends to spread the love for our furry friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, celebrate the amazing bond between humans and animals. See you in the next video.